Ruach healing. Some of you have heard about Ruach healing and some of the seminars that have happened in London, Chicago, Los Angeles, Seattle, San Francisco, all over the world. There are Ruach healing seminars taking place. And many of you have questions about Ruach healing. What is it? How does it work? We don't have time in this few-minute video to explain everything, but we're going to try to explain a few things. My name is Robert Zink, and I am not the inventor of Ruach healing, contrary to popular belief. All I did is I looked at how mystics have worked with hands-on healing and the study of the Kabbalah and the Western mysteries and Hermeticism and inner spiritual alchemy, and I have applied that knowledge, I've codified that knowledge over the last 20 to 25 years into what we call the Ruach healing method. It's R-U-A-C-H. So we're very excited about this because over the years we've had some very good results. It's based primarily on the Emerald Tablet of Hermes. And the Emerald Tablet of Hermes says, as above, so below. In other words, whatever I can create in the higher spiritual planes must manifest in the physical plane. The key is to create it strongly, firmly, and with purpose here in the higher spiritual planes for it to manifest in the physical plane. Now, Ruach healing is not a panacea. Not everybody receives instantaneous healing, but some people do. I had one lady, for example, who came to me over 6 weeks. She had lymphatic cancer. And over 6 weeks to about 2 months, the cancer completely was eradicated. There was no need for chemotherapy or any other kind of treatment. Other times we run into people with, in the past with HIV, and that tends to be an ongoing battle. So sometimes with Ruach healing we eliminate pain, but the disease remains. Other times we're able to eliminate the disease and the person receives full rejuvenation. And then sometimes we work with people who are healthy, and when we work with people who are healthy, they just feel better. Maybe they have a small backache or they're exhausted, and we can charge them and give them some additional energy. Ruach healing is a very powerful system because it amplifies what we're doing on the above stage, and it brings it down into the physical body. And one of the interesting things about Ruach healing is that you don't need a massage table like this. Now, I like to use one because it gives me more access to the person I'm working on, but it's not necessary. You can do Ruach healing on a person sitting in a chair, or they can be standing. And in advanced Ruach healing, they can be clear across the world. It really doesn't make any difference. We have a volunteer, we have a group of people here, so we'll have somebody come on up. Have them sit up here on the massage table. And why don't you just go ahead and lay back and relax. Great. Now, there's a few basic facets that take place with Ruach healing that I think are really important and quite different than a lot of other types of energy touch or healing modalities that require touch. Remember, we're working on a premise, a hermetic premise, that says what I affect above, using the tree of life of the Holy Kabbalah, what I affect up here in the higher planes must manifest down here. Now, essentially, I'm working in what we call the subtle body plane, and there's different layers to the subtle body. And I'm working into the subtle body plane. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to sanitize my hands with this special blend of Ruach healing mist. And you can make this at home if you want to. It's a combination of lemon and lime and alcohol. So I kind of sanitize my hands. It's a pleasant smell. It's much better than using alcohol. So the interesting thing about the Ruach healing method is I do not need to touch him at all. A lot of healing touch modalities require me to touch him at certain spots in the body or to tap on the body and all of that. And the nice thing about Ruach healing, we find that people that practice EFT, emotional freedom techniques, or Reiki, or some form of massage therapy, love Ruach healing because it allows them to incorporate some energy work in their work. So I'm working on his subtle body, what we call the astral body. Remember, if I work on the astral body and I do cleaning and cleansing and healing on the astral body, good things are going to happen to the physical body, usually right away or shortly thereafter. So the first step is usually I'm going to draw what we call a container. A container is an alchemical symbol of fire. And this alchemical symbol of fire is designed to allow me to take this invisible energy and to put it into this invisible container. Now, it sounds like it's all make-believe, doesn't it? But it works. We take this invisible energy, we put it into this invisible container of fire, and it is alchemically transformed. There's an old saying in alchemy that all nature is transformed through fire. So we're going to transform the parts of his body that are unwanted or unnecessary, or that are depleting him of energy, through this container of fire.